The Tacoma Dome is getting ready to welcome guests and show off its renovation.
Bike Share is now in Tacoma.
And Tacoma Water is recognized for its water quality.
All that and more coming up next on Tacoma Report. Hello, and welcome to this edition of Tacoma Report. I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster. The Tacoma Dome reopens this month after renovations have been completed to modernize the 35-year-old arena. It's the largest arena in Washington State and one of the highest attended concert venues in North America. You can look forward to new seating and other fan-friendly renovations.
The most exciting things that fans will see and experience when they come back to the Dome is exactly what they're seeing here, these amazing, comfortable, individual seats. I'm 5'9", I'm stretching out my legs. Somebody could probably walk in front of me. We have Aramark, who is coming in to refresh all of our concession stands. There'll be new menus, new menu boards, lots of great, fresh, locally sourced food. We know that the citizens of Tacoma and the surrounding area consider the Dome an iconic venue in their minds. When you consider over the life of the building, more than 25 million people have come through the doors. It was really important to us, and we're really grateful that City Council and others saw it equally as important as we did to make sure that the facility stands for decades to come.
The Tacoma Dome attracts more than 600,000 people annually, with events ranging from graduations to concert productions. It reopens with the RV show, the holiday food and gift show, and the Dome will host 7 major concerts in November. More information is available at tacomadome.org.
People trying to get around Tacoma now have a new option, Bike Share. Bike Share can offer convenient transportation by allowing user access to bicycles and scooters throughout a community. Stacy Ellifrit has more on how Bike Share can help increase mobility around the city.
You may have seen them or already taken a ride on one. Attention-grabbing electric bikes and scooters are being used around Tacoma as part of a Bike Share 60-day trial.
There are a couple different ways that it increases mobility. It gives people access to a bike who don't own one, so they can give it a try without making that big commitment. It also helps with what we call the first and last mile. So if you're taking a bus home and maybe the bus stop is 10 blocks from your house, it feels a little bit like a project to get that last mile, as we call it. So you can pick up a bike or a scooter, bike at home, no commitment, no stress, just jump right on.
Bike Share helps connect people to other modes of transportation, expanding the reach of these mobility options around the city.
Using Bike Share as a connection mode is really the way that we use it. My staff and I have been using it since it came here to Tacoma and giving it a try in all sorts of different situations. So if you were thinking about biking to work but were a little nervous about the hill, jump on that e-bike. It'll get you up the hill. It makes a huge difference. So you can use it to take the hill out of your commute, essentially. We are using the scooters as just a way to get around downtown when you don't want to walk all that way, when you feel like you could use a little bit more energy.
Safety is, of course, an important aspect to bike sharing, as is knowing where you can ride.
So here in the Downtown on the Go shop, we sell helmets at cost. They're $10. So you can come in anytime to grab a helmet or set up an appointment with us, and we'll fit you for that helmet. There are also a lot of great bike shops in Tacoma, and they all sell helmets. The other thing about bike and scooter safety is to ride in the road, to share the road. Cars, bikes, pedestrians, we're all using the same right-of-way. Scooters are allowed on the sidewalk or the road, wherever you feel comfortable. Obviously, in high pedestrian areas, it's much better to scoot on the road, but it's also nice to try it first really slowly on a sidewalk to stay safe.
To get familiar with bike sharing, there are many great places to try it out and get mobile.
It's great, if you haven't biked in a long time, it's great to try biking on a trail. A lot of our trails are out further in the county where it's a little bit harder to get to, but there are some hidden gems here in Tacoma, and all of our waterfront has some nice areas for giving it a try for the first time. If you are interested in going a little bit further, the Pierce County Bike Map is the place to start, and that is available online. It's available here in our shop. I know every bike shop in Tacoma has copies of those, as well as the city and the county. So pick up a bike map and check out where there are safer places to ride, where there are bike lanes or bike boulevards painted on the streets.
Once the 60-day trial is complete, city staff will work with citizen advisory groups to look at how bike share is working and to determine if it should be extended.
And they are available all over the city. So the fact that it brings bikes to literally to people's front doorsteps is really, really exciting.
For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacey Ellifrett.
To find out more about bike share or to find out how to report any bikes that are creating accessibility issues, visit the city site. The Scott Pearson Trail, anchored in the heart of Tacoma, offers bicyclists and pedestrians more than 5 miles of urban accessibility. Reporter Dave Gordon decided to take a hike along a portion of this urban trail that soars hundreds of feet in the air with sweeping views of Puget Sound.
Running alongside Highway 16 from Tacoma to Gig Harbor is the Scott Pearson Trail. This urban trail features a critical point of interest unique to the region. It spans the link between Tacoma and Gig Harbor, and it's 187 feet above the Puget Sound.
This part of the Scott Pearson Trail, the new Tacoma Narrows Bridge, is about a mile of the most stunning views you'll ever see here in Tacoma.
To get there, park at War Memorial Park, just off 6th Avenue and Myers Street. Prepare yourself for a couple hours of moderate exercise. Just keep in mind it's 5,900 feet one way, and the return is another 5,900 feet. But the investment makes for a great autumn walk on a fine sunny day.
I've been wanting to walk this bridge for a long time, but I've never taken the time. So this is my first opportunity to do it from being out of state, and we decided let's do it.
Beautiful fall day today, so I'm glad I got to bike across the bridge today and get some nice views.
My dad has been asking for a long time. We've walked the Golden Gate Bridge together a couple times, and actually with family too. So we decided we're going to walk the bridge today.
The bridge walk has no stops. Oh, and watch out for the occasional bicyclist. There are plenty of selfie photo opportunities too, so bring your camera.
Thanks again.
Just remember, you'll be sharing a major highway.
One of the biggest challenges you'll have here on the Scott Pearson Trail is the road noise. There's a lot of road noise, but that's part of the adventure. For Tacoma Report, I'm Dave Gordon.
Before you head out on your trek, don't forget to consider when it gets dark. And remember, daylight savings time ends on November 4th. Fall means we fall back an hour, so don't forget to reset your clocks. There are many organizations that are essential for our community. One of those is the Emergency Food Network.
Up next, we'll have EFN's new executive director here with us. Don't go away.
The Emergency Food Network has played a vital role in Tacoma Pierce County since 1982. Last year alone, they provided over 14 million pounds of food to meal sites, shelters, food pantries, and families in our area. Here today to talk about this nonprofit organization is Michelle Douglas, who recently became the new executive director. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for being here today. And can you share with us, what does the Emergency Food Network, how does it work?
Absolutely. So EFN, we call it EFN for Emergency Food Network, acts as the distribution site for Pierce County. So there are 71 different food pantries and partners that we work with, as you mentioned, and they distribute food all over the county, from the foot of Mount Rainier all the way across. So we are dealing with organizations that have a lot of different challenges. That they might be very rural or they may be very urban. Mm-hmm. And what EFN does is we distribute food to them, and we source the food through a couple different ways. So we have really strong partners like Northwest Harvest that we get a lot of food through. Mm-hmm. And then we also receive an incredible quantity of donated food. So about $21 million worth of food a year. And as you said, that equals out to 14 million pounds. So on an average month, we distribute 1 million pounds here in the county. We also have a 8-acre organic practice farm. Wow. Yeah, out in the Puyallup Valley. And so off that farm, we have about 100,000 pounds of fresh produce. And we prioritize growing food I say that it's food people miss. So, you know, a lot of our populations that are receiving food through the emergency food system have a background where they may have access because they're an immigrant population, or they're from a different part of the United States, but the type of food that they remember is different. So we prioritize growing over 100 varietals of different kinds of food.
So what kind of clients do you typically see?
So our clients are actually the food pantry. So when you think about it, we do the sourcing, the distribution, the raising money, we distribute the federal government food, all of that. So our food pantries can really focus on the clients that are coming in every day. But what we know from the food pantry side of the story is that there's over 1.3 million visits in Pierce County to emergency food assistance sites in a year. We also know that 54% of them are seniors and families with children. And, you know, 1 in 7 people in Pierce County is currently food insecure. And so when we say food insecure, we mean they don't know where all their meals in a week are coming from.
Wow.
Yeah.
With rents going up.
Exactly.
And not.
Yeah. And also, you know, the rental market here is just getting more and more and more squeezed. And what that means for seniors, which is our fastest growing group, is that for many of them, they're one medical emergency away from needing access to food. And especially with our seniors, we need different kinds of food for them, right? Because we need food that's low in sodium, we need food that's low in sugar. All of those are much more expensive to buy. So we do have a buying program where we buy 7 commodities, including milk and dairy and rice and oats and beans and fruits and vegetables. And when we do that, we really try to focus in on, you know, what are the core things that people need to survive? Because, you know, food is, it's our biggest necessity.
Our most basic need.
It's our most basic need, right?
So, Michelle, how can we help feed Pierce County? What can we do?
Thank you for asking. We need every one of you. So I often say everybody can impact hunger in Pierce County, and I'm asking you to join me on it. So EFN has over 3,000 volunteers in a year. So what we're really known for is taking $1 of donation and leveraging it into $12 worth of food. And part of how we do that is this incredible volunteer core. So people come in and they do repack with us. So we buy, for example, in giant quantities. We buy semi-trucks of beans at a time. And then volunteers come in and package that down into family size quantities, right? Because on average, for most of our food pantries, when a family visits them, they're leaving for the week with enough food for 9 meals. So we all know that doesn't get you through the week. And I just want to acknowledge that, right? Nobody is getting through the week with the amount of food they're getting. But with that volunteer core, we're able to really distribute that. We're asking everyone that can to do a food and fun drive this winter. So a food and fun drive might be in your business, and you might collect food for us. You know, we ask you to prioritize food that has protein in it, like peanut butter and chili in a can and things like that. What we know is that people are already buying the filler foods, like they're already buying the top ramen. So we don't need you to bring us top ramen because people are already trying to stretch their dollar. But when you can bring, protein foods, canned fruits, canned vegetables, that kind of thing, things with pop-top cans so homeless people can eat them is really helpful, And then the funds that you distribute, we turn around and buy food with.
Wow. Michelle, thank you so much for everything that you and your team is doing. It's mine. I just feel like it's such a wonderful blessing. So thank you for all of the things that you guys are doing to help our county.
Yes, and thank you.
You're welcome. The Emergency Food Network can always use your donations, both in food and cash contributions. You can even donate online. Find out more information by going to their website. After a short break, we'll get an update on affordable housing, and we'll find out how you can help grow more tree canopy. Stay with us.
The city and its community partners have developed an affordable housing action strategy and presented it to the City Council. A projected 10,500 Tacoma households will be reached with its implementation, which calls for a large investment of public, philanthropic, and private resources totaling as much as $70 million over the next 10 years. The plan would require city staff to incorporate budget requests as it brings forward implementation actions over the next several years. Residents interested in keeping Tacoma green in their own backyard are encouraged to check out the Tree Coupon Program. Open now through April 1st, the program is available to Pierce County residents. Simply fill out the tree coupon request online, and those who are eligible will receive a coupon and information on tree planting and growing. Participants can then use the coupon for discounts or their next residential tree purchase at select local tree retailers. Visit the city site to sign up for the Tree Coupon Program today.
Tacoma is lucky to have so many local parks that we can enjoy. Today, Lane Fickey takes a look at one park that sometimes gets overlooked but has a lot to offer.
A pristine oasis in an urban setting. That's an accurate description of Metro Parks Tacoma's DeLong Park. Located in Tacoma's Central District, DeLong Park is nestled in between busy 12th and 19th Streets. The property used to be owned by the Tacoma School District, but it was formally transferred to Metro Parks Tacoma in 1978. Over the years, smaller parcels of land have been added to the park, which is now over 21 acres in size. The park is made up of several distinct areas. When you enter off of the 12th Street side, you'll find a wide open grass field with a walking track around the outside. A paved pathway leads you into this nature setting, and blackberries are right for the taking during the late summer months. Eventually, the path turns into a dirt and gravel trail as you make your way back amongst the trees. This is where you'll find a small lake. Years ago, it was a great place for fishing, but these days, ducks and other waterfowl are the main inhabitants. Different varieties of trees mark the landscape as you walk further back into this preserved setting. Portions of the park are in a wetland area, and signs marking that importance are found throughout DeLong. You'll quite often find many people strolling through the park with their dogs, or getting in a quick bike ride. No matter what brings people to DeLong Park, the tranquil setting, and knowing that you don't have to travel all the way to Mount Rainier to find beauty like this, is what makes this Metro Parks Tacoma area truly unique. Now is the perfect time to visit DeLong Park. The leaves are beginning to change, it's a little cooler, and there's a lot less people here now that school is back in session. That means when you come, you may have this entire park to yourself. For Tacoma Report, I'm Lane Fickey.
You can find out more information about DeLong Park as well as all of the other parks in Tacoma by going to the Metro Parks Tacoma website. Metro Parks Tacoma is creating a vision for the future of Tacoma's waterfront and is asking residents to help. Currently, they're reviewing what it looks like, what it offers, and how it can be improved. Whether you use Reston Way regularly or think you might in the future, they're asking to hear your voice and ideas. You can join Metro Parks to help them shape the future of Tacoma's waterfront at an upcoming visioning workshop. The workshop is being held the evening of October 29th, and there will also be a drop-in open house on October 30th. For location and times, visit the Metro Parks website. We've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll find out about the newest award Tacoma Water is adding to their case.
And Halloween is almost here. We've got some tips to keep your trick-or-treaters safe. Stay with us. Tacoma Water customers enjoy clean, healthy water each time they turn on the tap. The Washington Department of Health thinks so too, and just presented Tacoma Water with a high honor for water quality. The state honored the utility with a bronze award for how well it operates the 3-year-old Green River water filtration plant. For 3 consecutive years since it opened, Tacoma Water has surpassed state standards for optimum removal of soil particles and naturally occurring bacteria from our water supply.
Yeah, it's a great achievement not only to have a plant of this capacity be able to produce this type of water with sand and anthracite plant treating surface water, but it really says that we designed it for the long term, better than just the bare minimum to make the standard happen. So it is possible to achieve very clean water through the plant that we built.
It's rare for a new filtration plant to achieve optimum standards in its first year of operation, but the Tacoma Water staff successfully did just that. Tacoma Water says they're poised to eventually take the Platinum Award, which requires 15 consecutive years of meeting or exceeding optimal water turbidity standards. Tacoma Water serves about 300,000 people in Pierce and King counties.
A city program is working to keep the community and our surrounding waters clean by sweeping up leaves and debris on a scheduled basis. Stacy Ellifrit has more on what residents should do when street sweepers are planned to be in their neighborhood.
Fall is leaf season, and if you get a card like this in the mail, it will show a specific date that street sweepers will be in your neighborhood.
We even have a crew on Graveyard. We do 9 months systematically throughout the city and about 3 months during the leaf season, which is starting right now.
One important thing to remember is to never leave yard waste in the street. It can clog storm drains and cause urban flooding.
It just takes longer for us to finish our areas, and we might not be able to respond to other areas that may need sweeping. It could cause flooding if the leaves plug up the catch basins, especially this time of year.
Instead, rake up leaves and place them in your brown yard waste container, or compost and use as mulch in your garden. City residents can dispose of yard waste for no additional charge at the Tacoma Recovery and Transfer Center.
The most important element of the street sweeping program is it improves the quality of the stormwater. And of course it beautifies the neighborhood, removes hazards from the road, and helps prevent some flooding in the leaf seasons.
Help city crews this leaf season. On your scheduled street sweeper day, remember to remove all cars and waste containers. And before crews arrive, prune branches 14 feet above the street surface. This will help the entire street get the best sweep it can. For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacy Ellifrit.
To view your neighborhood sweeping schedule or to find out more about the street sweeping program, visit the city's site. This Halloween, a few simple safeguards can help reduce the risk of a scary Halloween. Keep kids on sidewalks when possible, look both ways before crossing streets, walk facing traffic, and cross at the crosswalks. Only go to homes where a porch light is on, and let kids enter homes only if they're with a trusted adult. When kids bring home treats, check them carefully to make certain they haven't been tampered with. Discard any spoiled, unwrapped, or suspicious items. For more safety tips, visit the CDC's webpage.
As the holiday season approaches, many will start to pull out their holiday lights for decorating in and around their homes. Finding out that they don't work is part of the tradition. The Tacoma Recycle Center accepts holiday lights year-round, lights, wire, and all. The Recycle Center does ask that lights that are incorporated into any kind of decorative frame be removed from the frame and recycled separately. For questions, call the Recycle Center. And finally, the November 6th general election is around the corner. Registered Pierce County voters should be receiving their ballots around October 19th. Voter pamphlets were mailed out on October 11th, but you can also find it online by going to the Pierce County Auditor's website. If you aren't registered to vote, new Washington State voter registration is open until October 29th for in-person registration.
That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster. Thanks for watching.